Hello world, welcome back to Holly's Hobby. I'm going to be painting something fun for Halloween. It's 4 pumpkins wearing witches hats with Halloween, Happy Halloween above them. It's the fourth window in the one of 4 Halloween series, and then we're going to move on from there. And as you can see, I've already base coated 4 oranges. I'm going to do a quick little dry brush technique, which we call sponge painting here in the South. You just take a wrapped up tissue or paper towel, dip it in some paint, make it sure it's dry, and you're going to sponge it on. Just tap it on and get your pumpkins good and base coated in that. It gives it a little bit of texture. As you can see, I've done the base coat for the smiles, so we're going to have them all happy, hopefully a couple little jagged teeth. And now that that's dry, I am going to float a couple of the pumpkin rinds. I wanted to show you how I load. So I just dip my paintbrush in water. I dip it half a corner in some paint. And then I just gently brush it in there. Make sure it gets good and saturated. So the water's on one side, the paint's on the other. And we're going to use that to make a shadow or to highlight, which we call floating, the pumpkin rinds. So put the outside collar, put the collar on the outside, and you're just going to drag it gently. And we'll make a couple of pumpkin rinds. Pretty soon, we'll get over here where you can see it a little better. You have to dip and load a couple of times throughout the process because, of course, as you paint, it drags the paint off. So we're going to put the paint on the outside, so we're going to flip the brush, make a little bit of a rounded effect. Alright, I'm going to keep that going all the way throughout and to get all these pumpkin rinds done. Let me do one more for you real fast so it's close up. Alright, paint's on the outside, drag that shadow. Okay. The last pumpkin here to float is a smaller one. So you may grab a little bit smaller brush. I'm pretty comfortable with this technique, so I'm going to stick with my 3/4 size. But if the subject is a little bit on the smaller side, you might want to make your shape for that. Also, start small, gradual, because you can always build it up. You can refloat over the same part as many times as you need. If it's always harder to take it away than it is to just add. My friend Judy ordered this. She is her and her husband both are Halloween fanatics, and she lives in the next town over, and they always have a giant Halloween festival at their neighborhood, and she specifically wanted this one for the mom and the dad, and then they have two boys, and I think they're gonna like this. They didn't give me any other instructions except for just 4 pumpkins. So anyway, it'll be nice to put some of the kids' personality into it. Okay. I made the O in Halloween up at the top of pumpkins, so I'm gonna go ahead and float that real quick. And like I said, that subject's a little bit smaller, so I grabbed a smaller brush to float. I wanted to make a shadow effect to show some texture and movement in the hats. So I've grabbed a bit of dark purple and I'm floating it as well. And it's probably really hard to see on camera right now. It's very subtle. In the end, it will make a good bit of difference. So I just want to show you, take your time with it. It's gradual. It's not an instant process. Sometimes you have to build things up and try different things. And I just want to encourage you to keep trying, keep going with it. All right, try different things. If you don't think that the purple will look, maybe you'll add a little bit of green. I'm liking the purple. I think the letters are going to end up being that color as well. So we're going to let that dry for a moment.